Hello friends, Cory Williams here from Daydream Studios, and today I'm going to give you a very quick beginner's tutorial on how to use and navigate inside Unreal Engine 5. This is assuming that you've already downloaded the engine. I'm currently using 5.6, but this is going to work for just about any version of Unreal at this point. And I'm going to be using a project that is not a base project, but rather a project that I have used. And if you want to download this actual project, you are welcome to. Down below in the video description, there will be a link to all of that for you. But let's jump right into it. So here we are inside our Unreal Engine 5 project. As you can see, we have a lot going on here, but I'm going to show you the basic controls. So first, I'm going to use my mouse, and you can see I'm moving around here. I'm going to hold down right click, and I'm pressed W to move forward, S to move back, D to move right, and W to move left. So that's the basics of moving around like that. And it moves depending on where you pitch your mouse. Imagine you're flying like a drone or something, or you're just flying. Practice flying. It's a lot of fun doing that. And then there's also Q. So holding down the right click on the mouse, Q goes down and E goes up. Think about the elevator goes up and the Q. I don't know why the Q would go down, but the E and the Q. But that's how that works. That's the basic navigation. You can also hold down both mouse clicks at the same time and just kind of like rotate like this. It's kind of nice if you just want to go to the side and see more stuff. Or you can hold the left mouse click down, and then it's a little harder, but it kind of it just stays on one plane. And I never use that. I never do. Both mouse clicks, sure, but not the left one. Anyway, now let's talk about grabbing stuff, selecting stuff, moving stuff around, just overall manipulating objects. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab an object. So let's grab this floor. I'm just going to simply left click on the floor. And as you can see, there's actually going to be 4 pieces of floor. But what you see here in the middle is called the gizmo. At least I think that's what it's called. That's what I call it. It's the gizmo that tells us what we are doing with that object. But there are several different things we can do with this gizmo. You can go up here on the top left, or just simply press W. You don't have to click after it's already selected. Press W or click this little icon on the top left. And this changes the gizmo so that you can control where it's moving if you decide to move it. So if I say I want to move it to the right, then I'm just going to hold down this little green arrow and drag it right and left. And I just hit Control Z to undo. Or if you're on a Mac, which that would be like a Command Z, I suppose. And then also, if I want to move it front and back, go like this. And notice how the colors of these are going to match over here on the right side in the details panel that my face is covering. Here, hang on. There you go. Over here, we've got the details panel. There's a red one, a green one, and a blue one. Blue is always going to be up and down. Green is always going to be side to side. And then red is always going to be further and closer. Well, I suppose depending on your orientation to the object, but hopefully you get that. All right, so continuing on, that's how we move it. But the cool thing about this, it's when you're moving it, you don't just have to move it forwards or backwards or right to the left. You can move it around. So right here, if I go in between 2 of the arrows like that, you'll see like a little bridge. If you just mouse over that bridge, you'll see that they're both selected. I'm going to left click on it, and now I'm moving it like this. It's kind of like a Ferris wheel, right? Kind of like a Ferris wheel. Undo. And then if I want to do the same thing, but have it like this, then I would simply select that bridge that does the both of them. And it goes on the floor like that. I guess like maybe like those teacup rides or something. I don't know if we're talking about carnival rides. And then there's the little white spot in the middle of this gizmo. And this is movement based on where you are on the screen. So rather than just doing this or just doing this, it's just taking the thing and moving it in your viewport. So, oh, and also the viewport is the whole screen in which you see the graphics being shown. So yeah, so let's move it like that. So you can see, just kind of moves it according to the viewport. Undo. Okay, so now we know how to use our transforms. That's what that's called. It's called transforms, our location. We're gonna now change to our rotation. So up here, you can either press E for this as a shortcut. That's what I do most time. Or you can click on this little widget if you forget about that, and it'll tell you up there that it's E. So let's click on that. Now it's changed our widget to be a rotator widget. And this obviously rotates on this. Imagine there's like a little, stick a toothpick through something, and that's how it rotates. If it's this way, if it's that way, or whatever, that's all we're doing. We're just rotating based on where that toothpick is sticking through, right? Kind of got that. Same thing, red. Did I do red already? Yeah, well, you get that. And now let's check out scale. Scale is how we grow and shrink things. It is the scale of the object. So to do that, we can either click on this or press R. You can see that there. It's very handy that we can see that shortcut. So we click that, and now we can see that the widget has changed to be these bar things. And just like the location widget that we had, this one, you can select either the individual colors or the bridges in between. So now instead of having like these like elbow bridges, now they're just like straight. So mousing over, you can kind of see how all of these work. And scaling is like this. If I grab it and I go like that, you can see now that block is longer, it's bigger, right? Taller. And this one now it's going to be wider, and now it's going to be deeper. But again, if we select both at the same time, then it's going to be crazier like that. Hopefully that's good enough. So again, we're going to go W to change the location, E to change the rotation, and R to change the scale. And there you go. And then again, it's all right here as a reminder. What else have we got? When you are moving stuff around, if you notice that, we're going to go to W, that when you move, it goes like it maybe skips. I'll give you an example. Up here, there's a thing that's called grid, and it'll move based on a certain value. Let's say I have this grid at like 500. Watch what happens when I try to move this. You're like, oh man, it's like snapping. I don't like that snapping thing that it's doing. To turn that snapping thing off, all you have to do is go up here to this little grid, and you can just turn that off. You can see how it was blue. That means it snaps. And now when it is not selected, it does that. But for this case, I'm just going to turn it back on and turn this back to 10 because that's what it was at. But technically, it's still snapping. Even though it's 10, it's just snapping at a very, very shorter distance, right? So it's moving based on a distance. And same thing goes for the rotation. 10 degrees, like if I rotate it now at 10 degrees, I'm going to hit E to rotate. See the snap, 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 snap. It's almost like that. I can turn that off, and watch this, how smooth it is. See how smooth? There's no snapping. So that's what that does. It just kind of like helps you if you need to have very precise rotations or, basic stuff. And same thing goes for scale. Hopefully you understand that it's just a snapping thing or unsnapping. But if you find yourself in that situation, you're like, oh my gosh, why does it keep doing this thing? That's probably why. There is also snapping up here, but we're not going to worry about that today. To deselect something, obviously we have this. I'm going to hold down Control and left click. And now we are deselected. You're going to see a lot of these things. As I say, all these things we have in our scene, there's just a lot. And sometimes it can overwhelm our brains, right? Like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know what these lines mean. What are these things in the sky? And why is this all so weird? And da-da-da-da. If you just want to hide that stuff, you can hit G for game mode. So much nicer. You can see if you want to re-enable it, you hit G for game mode. There we go. So what are these things? What are we looking at? Well, each one of these things are kind of what you might think they are. If you look at this, it's like a light because that's exactly what it is. It's a spotlight. And this spotlight on the right side, let me hide my head. This is showing the color of the spotlight here. And I can change the color of it by simply clicking on that color and then going, and you can see that it's changing all the colors there, right? I'm going to cancel. And I can also change the intensity of the spotlight by this up here. Or I can change the attenuation, which is just how far the light affects the scene. And that's kind of it for that. I mean, I would go deeper into what all of this does, but I mean, again, this has got to be a very simple, get you up and running sort of tutorial. What else do I have here? If you want to hide something, that if you feel like you put something in the scene and you want to hide it, you can press H. So let's say that one spot here. Oh, this floor. I want to see what's on that floor. I can hit H really quick. And now it's hidden. And you can see over here on the right side, there's this little, looks like a little button that's like a closed eye. That's what that is. That helps you hide and unhide. You can see the stuff I hide under there. Isn't that funny? What else do I got? Simple stuff. Let's practice adding stuff into our scene. Say we want to have a character jump onto a box or something. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here, and this is to add stuff to the project. So I'm going to click on that little box there, and then I can go to either here to add lights, but in this case, we're going to go to add shapes. So you know what? I'm just going to grab a ball. So I'm going to go sphere. This is good idea. Let's grab this sphere. And then hitting W, I'm going to bring the sphere up a little bit, just over the floor, as you can see there. Great. Now, let me get myself back in here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make this sphere actually have physics. We're going to make it fall. We're going to make it so we can move it around. But in order to do that, we need to do a couple things. One, we have some basic settings we need to set. Very basic for physics. And then two, we have to learn how to actually play inside the viewport to play the game or whatever it is to simulate. So let's do that now. All right, so with our sphere selected, we're going to go over here to the right side. We've got a couple different tabs here. You've got the outliner. The outliner is what basically everything that is in the scene is listed in this outliner. If you select something, it'll automatically select that thing for you in the outliner, which is super handy. Down below that, you will see a details panel. This shows you the details of whatever it is that you have selected inside the scene or in the outliner. And so in this case, we have selected, let's click on that, a ball. So this ball, it says in the details panel that the ball, the sphere that we've selected, is a static mesh, a mesh being a 3D object that is a sphere. And the material on it is basically what color it is or what texture it has is marked here. But if we see this right here, we can see there's like a little tab here. It says physics. We're going to click on that because in the details panel, we want to affect the physics. So click on that. And right here, it says simulate physics. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Boom. So now what should happen is that this little ball, when we go to play this, it'll actually fall. We have one more tab here. I just want to bring this up really quick. You click on this tab here, and you're not going to use this very often, but there will be times where you'll want to change the character that you're using when you play. You can either do this by changing the game mode. In this case, not needed. Or you can go to the default pawn class and select different characters. In this sample project that I've created, I have two different characters. This Cory Box 01 should be the only one being used in this scene because that's how I built it. But if you decide later on you want to bring in a new world into your project, then you're going to want to use Cory Box Vlogger. So there's information on that wall over there if you download this project to understand that. But anyway, let's get back to where we were for simulating these physics. Let's watch this ball drop. So what we're going to do is right up here, there's a little green triangle, and this green triangle is going to tell us when we are playing and when we are not. We can click on it and play. So let's go ahead and play.
Hi, I'm Cory Williams from Daydream.
Oh, that's right. It's playing the demo stuff. But okay, let's do this. I'm gonna go ahead and hit simulate. So I'm going to hit these three little things here and then click simulate.
Hi, I'm Cory Williams from Daydream.
You can see it's moved.
Welcome.
Okay, well, I have this project set up where it automatically does stuff, but you saw that the ball actually dropped, right? So I think the point has been proven there that works. Okay, and then to delete something, simply click on it and then you can hit delete. But that's the very basics of how this works. And another thing I should probably show you. This is where your character is going to spawn into the world. Super helpful if you have a brand new world or if you just don't like where you're spawning. You can take this and you can move this thing around to be wherever you want. Inside my sample project here, just don't change anything because it's a very basic project. But when you get into new projects, that's how you move stuff around. So that's it. That's my basic tutorial. If you want to learn more, there are plenty of other tutorials on YouTube that you can take that will probably have courses that you have to pay for, but I've never paid for a single course in my YouTube career as a game dev. And so you can learn this stuff on your own just through little bits and pieces of information. But hopefully what I've done here will help you in the future. But that's it. That's my tutorial. Follow me on LinkedIn so you can get this project, or just download it down from below and enjoy this. Share it. Do whatever you want. It's a fun one. My name is Cory Williams from Daydream Studios. Thanks for watching. Later.